Croeso nôl, welcome back to the FleetEV National League. Apologies for some technical difficulties that we have been experiencing here at the Cardiff House of Sport. Our wonderful Tantrum team are working really hard to fix everything for us, but we are back and we are raring to go in this first quarter of the match of West Wales Phoenix versus South East Blaze. They have been getting underway. The score currently 4-2 with 4 minutes left on the clock. Both teams having had a couple of wins under their belts and are trying to prove themselves now for this last game of the day for them. Lauren Evans then put in an extra goal on there for Phoenix, taking their score up to 3. So 4 goals for South East Blaze, 3 goals to West Wales Phoenix.
Yeah, there's a different attacking end as well, isn't it, for Blaze, which is interesting to see, like a different combination. I've always liked Beck Baker in at goal attack. She's so quick.
Absolutely, yes. So we did see Abigail Meredith play the last game for South East Blaze at goal attack, but now it is Beck Baker in at goal attack with Steph Savigar a goal shooter.
And in fairness, Meredith did a good job as well, so it might be that Baker and Meredith switch at some point in time, but it's nice to see exciting new combos on court.
Definitely, and we have seen Beck Baker play, you know, goal attack over time. She's played Wales as well, hasn't she, as goal attack, so we know she's a very competent goal attack, but it's nice to see her in that combination. Georgia Ahern is on at wing attack. Charlotte Scarborough back on at centre. She had a wonderful game, didn't she? All the tips and turnovers the last game that they played. Eloise Spacey is playing wing defence. Brooke Collette is back in at goal defence. And Katie Reese is back on at that goalkeeper position, trying to take out Rachel Griffiths of West Wales Phoenix's goal shooter. At goal attack is Lauren Evans with her long bomb queens. Emma Roberts is now playing wing attack, currently previously at goal defence. Maddie Thomas is in at centre. Ellie Mae Austin at wing defence. Sarah Jordan is in at goal defence. And Josie Sivak is in the back at goalkeeper.
I mean, that's quite an impressive move from goal defence to wing attack.
Versatility at its best, is it not? But absolutely.
Lovely
shot. The umpires for this match is the very talented Becky Scott and Matthew Cole. 2 very high quality umpires here in Cardiff. And that ball was just a bit too much for Rachel Griffiths.
Yeah, she just needed to have 2 feet on the ground to send that ball. I think sometimes if they get onto one, it's not the option that's on, is the one that they should send. They, you know, keep those feet grounded, then you can make a really informed choice rather than a forced one. Great turnover.
Lovely turnover for Phoenix. Like you said, an odd combination for Phoenix. Jess Thomas, a wing defence, or a centre court player on the bench. Putting another defensive player in at wing attack. Hayley Lewis-Howell, their captain, also not on the court, who's been a kind of a consistent player for West Wales Phoenix throughout this competition.
And sometimes it's playing player for player, isn't it? When they've watched the other team and they look at what their opposition is like, it might be that a change in personnel isn't because one is not playing particularly well, it's because of the fact that actually their skills might match up to the player they're about to play better.
Absolutely, and that's where your coach and team management come in, isn't it? Where the decisions are made.
Lovely shot.
There's Rachel Griffiths taking the score up to 6-5.
Lots of players in the mid-third at the minute, but they're maintaining possession.
Steph Savigar just couldn't quite get that ball in, but they do win the ball.
They've only got just over 10 seconds to get it in, though.
Beck Baker. Don't think she's looked at the clock, but it doesn't matter. She will put it up. And Savigar, under pressure of the clock, will put that goal in. So at the end of the first quarter, it is 7-5 for South East Blaze. Well, we were watching that first quarter, even though if it wasn't available for anyone else to watch there. So first thoughts on that first quarter for South East Blaze, Nat?
I think in fairness for both teams, it's almost been like a finding each other out quarter. There's been nothing too fancy, nothing too extreme. And actually, that's not a bad way to start a game, because actually once you've had that exposure and you've seen what the other team bring, that's when you can put in a bit more to counteract it. And like you said, we've seen different combinations now. This is a slightly different team for South East players than we saw this morning, which just goes to show their strength and depth, doesn't it? You know, if you've got two games in a day, then brilliant that you can have almost a slightly different team and produce the same results and be up by 2.
And that's exactly what West Wales Phoenix have done. They've definitely brought a different team on the court, haven't they, with players in different positions. But I totally agree. You can have that depth in their team. We've seen it across all the teams here in this league so far, that every time someone comes off the bench onto the court, they've made an impact, haven't they? And they haven't taken anything away from the team, which I feel is really important.
Absolutely, and I think what's really pleasing for me for West Wales Phoenix is that they've kept Lauren Evans on. I thought she was really strong in the first game that she played, and actually really influential in terms of demanding when she wanted the ball and putting up those long bombs, like you said, long bomb queen. But it's a double threat. When you've got a goal attack that can shoot from distance, it's a really hard double threat. I mean, we talked about distance shooters the whole day, haven't we? Like Georgia Jenkins sinking them from the edge, putting them up from the edge. Becca Hughes taking them from the edge, sinking them from the edge. If you've got a player on the court that can do that, and then a goal shooter or a goal attack, whichever way around you want it, that can be under the post, it's really hard to cover that defensively.
Absolutely is. And as we were talking earlier as well, if you have a one shooter that doesn't really shoot but is playing that kind of playmaker in, then it's an obvious choice, isn't it, who to mark and who to go against, who to double up against. But having that double threat is definitely puts you on the front edge. So as these two teams get back onto the court, the umpires again still enjoying their time out. They do love to take their whole time, as well deserved. Just looking around for some changes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect any changes this early on, but, you know, they've both played a game already, so it might be that they're managing legs now. And another, full day tomorrow, which is really key, isn't it? So
absolutely. So no changes evident at the moment from South East Blaze. Looks like they've kept their starting 7. And West Wales Phoenix, again, no changes for them either, as they all return to the court.
Yeah, and that, like we say, that's kind of what we would expect at this point in the game. One team, well, both teams at the moment will be hoping to sort of win it in this quarter or maybe in the third, so that they can then potentially rest legs. But until that point, you don't want to mess with it too soon, because it could just be that change in flow that impacts you negatively when you're doing a good job already.
And there is Lauren Evans, that first one of the quarter for her. Looks effortless.
She does make it look ridiculously easy.
Or wouldn't it be everyone's favourite position if it was that easy? And Eloise Spacey loves to get an arm on the ball.
Yeah, great backup by her.
Oh, Josie Sivak, lovely tip.
And that feed just needed to go into the back space rather than trying to go in flat.
Beck Baker. Sarah Jordan trying to get around her on that low ball.
Oh, lovely pop pass.
And Savigar managing to sink that one in.
I was about to say they're just keeping that 2-goal gap, but this could make it 3 if they can successfully take this one through.
Savigar just slightly short on that shot. Austin to Jordan.
There's nothing coming through court. Both wing attack and goal attack are sat quite close to each other for West Wales Phoenix. They just need maybe a long link if all their players are high. There it is.
Lauren Evans using her body quite well to protect her space.
Oh, my goodness me.
But the ball didn't get there.
Great arms by Spacey.
She has got very long arms, Eloise Spacey, very deceivingly long. And there is Savigar to capitalise. George Rahern. Brooke Collette is asking for it. Another reset.
Nice patient play, nice long ball through. Just using the ball to open up the space here.
Very patient play here by South East Blaze. Not scared to keep working it around.
Not sure she was expecting
what,
it back there.
What we're seeing here is two of the South East players' defensive position are on the transverse line, but West Wales Phoenix are nowhere to be seen.
No, and it's tricky, isn't it? Because it's harder to defend that transverse line, but ultimately, if you're not there, it's an easy ball. So at least be there to put doubt in the feeder's mind when they turn, or put them under pressure so they can't necessarily give the exact ball that they want.
Absolutely. Austin finds Roberts. Thomas.
Oh, great
Ooh,
ball.
Lovely space by Evans to find Griffiths. And there is Rachel Griffiths' first goal.
She composed herself really well for that as well. You could see her visibly take a deep breath. Lovely placement on that pass.
Savigar, happy to pop that one in, takes the score to 11-7. $11 goals to South East Blaze, 7 goals to Phoenix. Oh, Lauren Evans, nothing but net.
That was a really good shot. Chance here, just to get back into it.
Just to build some momentum. Sarah Jordan, daughter of coach Wendy Lewis.
Nice
It's
little
all about
fact.
the facts. It's all about the facts.
Yeah, lovely from Evans. She was pointing to where she wanted that ball to go to open her up.
Lauren Evans will fancy this one.
It's a very long way out.
Just rolled off the top, but Rachel Griffiths secured a contact call.
Right back in the game.
Two now the difference between these two teams. East versus West.
Oh,
Just came off her arm a bit odd there for that ball, Lauren Evans. She didn't settle herself well, but second time's the charm.
Great rebound as well.
Time called for Sarah Jordan. And Hayley Lewis-Howell is coming on.
My assumption is that this is maybe an injury because of the
Yes.
fact that, they've come back into the game.
Absolutely. So Lewis-Howell is coming on at wing attack, and Emma Roberts is pushed back to the goal defence position, and Sarah Jordan has gone to the bench, showing that her calf can be a little bit tight. She is wearing an ankle brace.
Either way, impact is made. Long diagonal ball doesn't quite land.
Lovely take from Austin away from Ahern, but couldn't quite set the ball on the side.
Yeah, it's just playing right down the sideline, isn't it? Ideally, then you should have had one of your defending players coming around, sweeping the other side, so you can centralise the ball, give yourself a few more options. And we've seen that a lot today. When there's more than one option, it's great. They can get the ball down. When you've only got one option, eventually you become unstuck.
Back Baker. Just a little bit flat on that shot. Just rolled over the top, didn't it? Instead of dropping in like we like them to just fall.
Yeah, just needs a bit more height, maybe a bit more legs, but it was quite a long shot. Talking of long shots, that was a massive long ball through court. Not sure where that was going. Oh, straight back up.
There is Baker from Ahern.
It's great in and out to get herself closer to the post.
And there she is. That split in and out, it's wonderful, isn't it? As long as you can turn and get it quickly,
Yeah,
use your advantage.
and speed is something Beck Baker definitely has on her side.
Evans again. And a great follow to secure her shot.
Confidence to stick it up from there and get that rebound is just phenomenal. No fear.
That's a shooter's job, isn't it?
Yeah, fair.
Talking like a true keeper there, Nat. Lovely defensive pressure from Phoenix, shutting down all options apart from one.
And again, reset would have been really good there rather than
It
trying to
would've.
force the 2-on-1. But you know what? Goal scored.
Absolutely.
And they come on the attack again. West Wales Phoenix. Lovely swing. Oh, the screen was on.
Oh, it was. But Rachel Griffiths took her own ball and popped it in.
Yeah, who needs the screen? That's nice. 1 offer, 2 offers.
But again, that forced ball in, it's not working, is it? Josie Sivak is all over that. And I feel like Savigar's just letting go of her space way too soon.
Absolutely agree. 100%. Savigar needs to just stay still for a little bit longer. Just need to be more direct onto that ball if you're going to go for it, and it's going to be an option. It's got to be sharper. Oh, great
Forcing
defense.
that ball into Lauren Evans, but Charlotte Scarborough having none of it.
This is such a well-contested game. Ooh! How did she keep that in?
Keeps her balance. Charlotte Scarborough, again, core mobility and strength from these players. Better from Savigar.
I think
There is a shot.
it's the angle as well, isn't it, for Savigar? When she's on the side and she's holding for that ball that's sort of coming away from the defender, she does it really well. When it's moving into the back space, that's when she moves off a bit soon. I always love that face. Who, me? What?
I wasn't even near it. Well, the score is 14-13. Only 1 goal in it. And Josie Sivak is all over that ball.
It's got to go long and it's got to go quick.
And it just doesn't quite get there. So quarter 2 finishes with 1 goal difference. 14 plays 13. Well, Southeast Blaze, very consistent, scored another 7 goals in that one. But West Wales Phoenix from 5 to 13.
Yeah, much better from West Wales Phoenix. I think still on their through court, they sometimes need a few more options. Sometimes it's just sort of that one driver. And you know what? It's getting through when that one driver's going hard and they're clear. Fine. I mean, it's really hard, isn't it, to be picky and say you always need 2 options, because if it's going, it's going. But for me, that's one thing they need to tighten up on, because I think they might get caught out by that if they don't.
Absolutely. A winning quarter for West Wales Phoenix, scoring 8 goals over Southeast Blazers 7. So a massive improvement from them, from scoring 5 goals in the first quarter. They seem to have found their rhythm a little bit. Obviously some changes put in there during the middle of the quarter there. But I think the flow through court is a little bit better from them. But again, might be better to have a little bit more control. They're still a little bit forced and fast.
Yeah, and it's exactly that, isn't it? It's all well and good when it works, but actually you don't want really any turnover ideally. But circle play as well, I think, is a bit nicer from them. They're creating stuff. You can see them setting things up, like Lauren Evans is dictating that a lot. She's pointing where she wants the ball, doing a good body-on-body job, actually getting good angles. So, yeah, something for Southeast Blaze was on the last game. Something for Southeast Blaze really to now focus on, because they just can't let the ball land with her. They need to turn it, ideally in the middle third. And that's where I think if they're really smart now and they look at that, the coaches will come on and say, okay, they only have one option coming through court, so let's overload that middle third with some players. Have your goalkeeper at the back looking to hunt on any long ones into the pockets, but sit your defence a little bit higher and run on that one option.
Absolutely. Well, wise words from Nat Pepperell, Ireland assistant coach, taking that onto the courts, what you will. However, let's see if the coaches of Southeast Blaze and West Wales Phoenix have the same things to say. Changes, but you think, Nat, coming on to this now, second half of the game, West Wales Phoenix have made their changes, but maybe looking to make different ones in maybe centre court?
I don't know. I think if I was them now, I'd probably keep it as it was, because actually their changes had an impact. And it's just, like I say, that what they're doing is working. Maybe just give them a little bit more feedback, as in let's look for those links coming through. So you've got, if the play's coming down on the far side, for instance, you've got a near side link. If it's coming down on the near side, you've got a far side link. So I probably wouldn't change that. For Southeast Blaze, I don't know. I think I'd be tempted to keep it as it is and just have a little bit of feedback to the goal shooter, Savigar, to just hold a little longer, stay stronger for a little longer. She's great on the rebounds and she's there. But, you know, they know their players, don't they? So it might be that they prefer for her to be off and watch it. And as we saw Meredith and Lewis absolutely in the first game, and they did a really good job. So
absolutely, and I think as you were talking about them, we did see them putting some bibs on, so it could be that we do see these combinations coming on as you're seeing them. And Charlotte Lewis is taking a ball to the post, put some shots up, wearing the goal shooter bib.
It's quite a strong indicator.
Normally is.
Yeah.
Quite a strong indicator. Yeah, if you are wearing the bib, you are going to be on the court. And Steph Savigar is currently on the bench without a bib on. I believe Rebecca Baker has moved into the wing attack position, and Meredith will be coming on to goal attack. So exactly like you called it, for a potential change.
Yeah, and you know what? Meredith was a bit of a long bomb queen as well, wasn't she? She can put them up from the edge, and that's fantastic. That is, I mean, I know I've probably said it a million times today, but a double threat in the circle of having someone that can shoot long and someone that can shoot short is really hard to defend. You have to try and turn it a bit sooner. Because it splits the defence. As a defending unit, you want to work together. You want to be sort of close to your partner. You're a team. And if you've got attack that split you, it's really hard.
Absolutely. And for West Wales Phoenix, just looking for any obvious changes as they come back onto the court. I believe Jess Thomas is coming on to the centre position. Very versatile player, Jess Thomas. Very strong in defence. We know she's a very strong wing defence character. Haven't seen much of her in wing attack yet in this competition, but know that she can move through the court in that centre position. Lewis Howell continues on court as a wing attack. And the combination of Griffiths and Evans in the shooting circle.
So both of these coaches are brave enough to use their bench. They obviously completely believe in the players that they've got, which is great.
And I believe that's the only changes. So yeah, it's lovely to see that the depth in the benches and the people they put on court doesn't change what they feel like the outcome of the game is going to be, and it feels like they make a positive impact.
Yeah, let's see if the game of chess works. And if it does, who it works for. From distance. Oh, good rebound. That was a fabulous rebound.
Well, just from that rebound, here come Blaze. Meredith straight into Lewis. There's that combination we were talking about. But Lewis just needing her own rebound.
Well, she was so strong on that in the first game, wasn't she, on the rebounds? And you know what? She's not a massively tall player, but she just gets herself in a really good position for the rebound, and she always follows the shots.
Absolutely. And now for Sivak as well, having played against Savigar for the first half of the game, Lewis brings a totally different game, doesn't it? So now Sivak will have to change her game to match. I feel like Lewis is a bit more of a mover. She's not scared to come out and come back in and move around and take front ball, whereas Savigar would like her just maybe more of a holder and a side ball.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see. Oh, arms again. Spacey.
Arms for days, that girl. And there's Meredith on the run. Oh, Lewis was on the roll. There's Baker in that versatile position. Also, a bit of a player coach, Rebecca Baker.
Just not sinking.
Just short.
Lovely
little
little
transverse line.
Yeah, nice quick hands. Just keeping the ball moving. Still all on the same side of the court.
From the edge of the circle. Just rolls over from Evans. Maybe try and work that ball in. I know she has, quite a long shot, but she could afford to take a couple of steps.
Yeah, I mean, it's whether she likes shooting from closer, isn't it? But if it's likely that or not likely, that's the wrong word. If there's a chance that it might not go in, you just have to make sure that you're on the rebounds. Like, that was a great rebounded position from Lewis. It was a further shot out, but what Lewis had done is got the keeper on her back and protected that space. So if Meredith missed, she was there.
Absolutely. Well, Phoenix are yet to put a point on the board in this third quarter.
And what they can't do is let their heads go down. Like, you saw there, Shaw just sort of swung her arms, and Evans swung her arms. It looks quite defeatist, and even if she doesn't feel defeatist, it kind of gives that vibe to your team. So you've got to stay on it. Stay in the game.
Ball back.
Yeah, 100%.
And there is Lewis again. First time. There it is. 17-13 now the score. For the difference.
And it's a nice distance, a nice little gap created from Blaze.
And Jessica Thomas just had enough on that to make Meredith go on it as well, giving them the turnover for Phoenix.
Just need some width again, all down one line.
I was about to say, they like to play on that side of the court, don't they, Phoenix? And Griffiths sinks her own long bomb. Great turnover there for Phoenix to put that on board.
Yeah, absolutely. And brave again to shoot from distance. I think I'm with you. I think I'd like them just to play it a bit closer. But you know what? If this goes in, what do I know? Yeah, nothing. There you go. Just keep sticking them up. Ignore me.
What have we talked about all day? Like nothing. Oh, well, Blaze are coming back at it. Meredith wanted it, but Lewis had the better option. And she sinks it. She's found her eye now, hasn't she? She's really settled into this one.
Yeah, and we said she holds such great space at the back. You've just got to, it's really hard because you've got to try and get your feet off her, but she literally just finds the body. She finds them again and finds them again.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier off air, weren't we, that she reminds me of like a young Chelsea Lewis, now Chelsea Beard. She just has that air about her, the way she plays, the way she moves around the court. She just has that vibe.
Yeah, really strong on every rebound as well. It's exactly the same. Nice top.
Oh, lovely work.
Oh.
And lucky for Charlotte Lewis, she drew both defenders in and Meredith was all on her own. There is Katie Reese, though. Yeah. Lovely and clean.
She's doing a good job of keeping her feet off. Smart. Keep your feet off and run it.
Lovely screen. Half a screen by Rachel Griffiths for Lauren Evans. She just stayed exactly where she was.
I think she even jumped a bit further out to catch the ball. Like, that must be her where she wants to be.
She prefers to be further away from the post.
Yeah. It's really ebbs and flows, this game, isn't it? Back within one.
It is. It's very, very wavy. We like that term today. We have used it a lot of times.
We'll need to stay.
We've had a lot of these games today, haven't we? We have had a lot of these very, very close, within 4, within 5. No team has really ran away with the game from the start of the day.
No, there was just the one wasn't there when it went 12-2, but then the rest of the game was all contested. And that was like right at the beginning. But like you say, the rest it's been, you never quite know who's going to take it. And it's not really been until like the fourth quarter where they've gone, oh, that's who's going to win.
And that's the best kind of netball there is. Keeps you on your toes, as does Charlotte Lewis. 20 plays 17, and Charlotte Scarborough with that turnover. Again, a very tall centre court player that you can't take for granted.
And this could be Blaze going, oh, okay, so we hear what you're saying, and now we're going to take the game.
Phoenix don't want them to do it, though. But Meredith will have another go. Oh, too easy. The simplest of passes are sometimes the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a really good run here for Blaze. Phoenix need to try and disrupt this, but if they don't disrupt this, they really need to look after the next centre pass. Play it short, play it to goal.
Charlotte Lewis, lovely footwork. And now we've extended that lead to 22-17.
Crucial for a leader on court now to take this for
Definitely.
Blaze. Yeah, safe balls needed.
A lot of taking the ball standing still at the moment for West Wales Phoenix, aren't they? They're not really running on to ball or creating space themselves. They're just standing and waiting for ball to come to them.
Yeah, and in fairness to the defensive Blaze as well, they're running their feet on stuff.
Lauren Evans again. Like you said, prefers it. Might as well be outside the circle. Absolutely wonderful shooting.
Goodness, can you imagine her doing the super shot? It's a good job we don't have the super shot, isn't it? Because Phoenix would be killing it.
I can only dream of shooting that far out. I do try.
I was going to say, some of us mere mortals just dream of shooting.
Oh, well, 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock.
And a strong turnover again from Blaze.
Can they capitalise on this? Oh, Charlotte Lewis drew Sivak to the top of the circle before turning back on her own move. But I believe time has been called by umpire Matthew Cole, as the floor is a little bit wet from when someone hit the floor. It's dangerous for the shoes.
I love the fact that Charlotte Lewis was just like, give me the towel, I'll wipe it, let's get on with this game.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, this is going well for us. Let's not stop this.
Oh. She tried to get around Sivak then, but there was no way around her, was there?
No, a strong defence.
Very strong defence, and Emma Roberts almost got on top of that as well. And contact called against Lewis. Wonderful work from Sivak. Did not let up on any of that movement.
She didn't give an inch, did she? She was really, really strong.
And Lewis threw her body around, didn't she? But there was nothing. There goes Evans again from her favourite spot. Maybe a bit too close that time. 5 seconds on the clock.
It's got to go in. Brooke knows.
Oh, just short of the buzzer. So at quarter three, end of quarter three, South East Blaze 24, West Wales Phoenix 18. 10 goals again there, scored by South East Blaze. So they are picking it up a little bit. So 7 in the first half. Now we're going up to 10. 18 by Phoenix.
Yeah, so they only scored 5 that quarter, didn't they?
5 that quarter. So consistency, I suppose, again. However, if your opposition's scoring 10 goals and you're only scoring 5, it's showing.
Yeah, 5 isn't enough in a quarter to win a game of netball, even in 10 minutes, because, if you average that out, it's 7, 8 in a 15 minutes quarter, it's just not enough. And in fairness to them, they were found out a little bit there by Blaze, and Blaze defence was on it. Like, they had their feet off. They were running strong lines to ball. And West Wales Phoenix almost played a little bit into their hands in that respect. I mean, and in fairness, they're shooting from distance, and when they're shooting from distance, it is generally going in. But when they don't get it in because of the distance, it's hard necessarily to get the rebounds. They've been fouled, so a couple of rebounds as well fall into the opposition. It's tricky because she does score from distance, so I get it.
I do understand. I know what you mean. But maybe what's more required is for every shot that goes in for Phoenix, or every shot that's taken for Phoenix, they need to be more on the rebounds. They need to be ready for the rebound, no matter where the shot's been taken from. Yeah.
Which is where, I mean, in fairness, I don't think that the missed shots, it might even be that South East Blaze missed more that quarter than West Wales Phoenix did, but they were closer to post. They had a rebound position. Charlotte Lewis, as we've said, is phenomenal on the rebound, so she's there for that, and I think that's a real clear difference.
Absolutely, and we did see a change of play there for South East Blaze, didn't we, where they did have a big shift around in that attacking end. Rebecca Baker being the only one that was there from the first half, and obviously keeping Charlotte Scarborough in the middle. But it excelled their play.
Yeah, and I do think that it's actually South East Blaze defence that have won that quarter. I think it's the pressure that they've put on that's won that quarter. I don't necessarily think the West Wales Phoenix played particularly different. And actually, they probably had a couple more options in their through court. It's just the defence was really good.
And we've seen Eloise Spacey's arms coming out of any direction, and Brooke Collette has been springy and shutting down space in that circle. And you have mentioned Katie Reese having a great day out there. So they're shutting down options and space, aren't they? That the Phoenix then are maybe being forced into that one channel play that we're seeing a lot from them.
Yeah, and even right from the centre pass, they've turned over a couple of those as well, just running hard on the centre pass. So they've stepped it up. They've not given an inch, and they've been quite clinical on capitalising off their own. So,
well, here they come then for the last quarter of this match. No changes for South East Blaze as they continue with the last 7. And for West Wales Phoenix, Lewis Howell takes on to the centre position, and Maddie Thomas comes back on to wing attack.
It'll be interesting to see if this gives them a little bit of impetus, but that's got to land.
Well, handling errors from one of the first balls for Phoenix, and no doubt Blaze will take full advantage.
And they have been more clinical, haven't they, on their passes? Blaze.
Their accuracy is definitely something to be commended, isn't it, on the way they give the ball.
Yeah, just turn sight. If it's not on, choose a different option. Oh, good hands.
Tipped on that one, but Meredith seems to be by herself there, playing alone. But Lewis happy to follow on a rebound and keep the ball in play.
Oh,
lovely turn, but just came off the body a bit too much, I think, on that one.
And wing defence offside. Must be so frustrating when you've worked hard to get it as a defender.
And then an obstruction call, both defenders out. Charlotte Lewis. Sometimes it's harder to shoot without defence against you, isn't it?
Yeah, but like we said, she still gets the rebound, and that's a real strength of hers. I kind of half joke, but I kind of really mean it when I say it shouldn't really count as a miss if you get your own rebound, because if you miss 20 times but get the rebound every single time, you're still getting the ball in the net. It doesn't make any difference.
Still getting the point and no one else is. Absolutely right.
Smart play by Spacey, and this is what they've been doing so well. Blaze just moving that ball, play it to the edge.
Lovely, lovely play, lovely through court play, really nice all the way from the back then, all the way to that goal. Like you said, very smart play.
Yeah, and it's the distribution of sending it back, look, getting it into the central position, so they've got lots of options coming forwards. And let's not underestimate Rebecca Baker's capacity to get to circle edge.
Oh, she is. If we have some queen of long bombs, she is the queen of circle edge, isn't she, Rebecca Baker? She will hit that circle edge almost every time. I don't think we've seen many. I know we saw at the beginning with Savigawa there, but we haven't seen many force balls from Blaze, have we, into that circle?
No, which makes it harder to turn ball, doesn't it, ultimately? Great rebound position from Brooke.
Here they come again.
Oh.
And that one, as we just said, no force balls. There goes Meredith and forces the ball. But she is punished as Sivak is all over it.
Spacey again, nearly turning it.
And Lauren Evans will shoot from her favourite spot, but still bounces out of the net.
And like we said, the shooting stats probably aren't too much difference between the two, but the difference is it's South East Blaze getting on the end of the rebounds.
Absolutely agree. Meredith, free as a bird.
Lovely pass selection as well from Beck Baker, because if she'd put it in the air, it could have been that the defence had time to get to it, but she could see that they were facing the other way, so put it flat, bullet in to Meredith.
Just it's couple of changes happening here for Phoenix. So Emma Roberts is coming off the court. Ellie Mae Austin has gone into goal defence, and Jess Thomas has come on to wing defence. Emma Roberts has looked a little bit uncomfortable in the last couple of minutes. She hasn't really quite been herself. Meredith has been on her own quite a lot. Maybe she's carrying a niggle or isn't quite feeling in the game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the work that Meredith is doing, I think this attacking unit for me are playing so much better this afternoon than I thought they did this morning. I think they've just, like, if they miss, they're on the rebounds, they're working the space really well. I mean, again, they didn't play badly this morning, don't get me wrong. I just think they've found the next gear.
Absolutely. Well, Austin capitalised on that missed shot and took the rebounds. There is Thomas again, that catalyst through that middle court.
Again, quite a long shot.
Reese, unfortunate. But Griffiths in a bit of a safer shooting position.
Oh, I think she ran the whole world to get to that point in time and then still got the ball. And another great rebound by Charlotte Lewis. And another one.
Will she need another one? Little bounce on that one.
Her rebounding has impressed me so much. I can't quite work out how she's getting to every single one, but she is.
Especially not being the taller of the one in the circle either.
Yeah.
We'd expect the CVAC maybe to get all of those rebounds, but she's obviously putting her body in a really nice position and she's angling herself for them, isn't she?
Yeah.
Smart play from Colette. Baker not wanting to go quite far down yet. There she is on circle edge again. Oh,
lovely.
Meredith.
It really is a masterclass now in terms of shifting ball and moving ball to create space. And they're just using that backup beautifully. And fairness to Spacey and Colette, they're working the space so nicely between the two of them. There's always one of them free.
Well, another change for West Wales Phoenix. Lewis Howell has gone on to the goal attack position. And Louise Davis is on at centre.
Nice front cut. Oh, good rebound.
There's that rebound for CVAC.
Look, that's a forced ball over Spacey. Yeah, good call, umpire. There was
Great
only
work,
one option.
Matt Cole. It's not often I agree with Matt Cole, but no, he's a wonderful umpire. He's very knowledgeable.
And what I really like about this as well is that was too close. It's obviously been pulled up, but Beck Baker didn't stand there looking. She didn't step in to make a fuss. She just thought, okay, well, I'll lay it off and I'll go again. She controls the controllables.
She is very good at that, isn't she? And she really controls this court. And you see when South East Blaze maybe have started to go a bit awry and started to like gone off in a bit of a crazy fashion, she takes control and she slows everything down and she makes everyone settle. And that's something really nice to have in a captain and someone on court.
Yeah.
Lewis again on her own rebound. And again on her own rebound and draws contact.
Yeah, they just need to box her out, really. I think, you know, when she's shooting from distance, they did that really well the last one that they got, and the rebound then landed with the goalkeeper. But on these ones, they let her come in and follow that shot, and she's let it go. So she kind of knows where it's coming off of.
That was a lovely textbook centre pass from first to second to third to shot. Off balance passing by Melly Thomas. Phoenix maybe a little bit deflated now. They've kind of lost themselves in the scoreline maybe and just letting Blade run away with it.
I agree. I think this is more a mental impact than it is an actual capacity impact. They play a lot better And it's not a change either in terms of personnel, because all these personnel have been on the court and played a lot better. I think, you know, it's hard, isn't it? You're playing those score lines, and 36-19, 1 minute left. It's the second game of the day. You're probably mentally done at this point in time.
Absolutely. Well, 36 currently plays 19. That means that South East Blaze have put 12 points on the board to West Wales Phoenix's 1.
Yeah, and they're feeling that right now. And I think sometimes on a game like this, you know, it's done, the day is done. They've got a big day tomorrow, so take a breath, refresh, but, you know, go out a little bit strong. Come on, this is it. This one's going in.
The last few seconds of this fourth quarter then for the penultimate game of the day.
And who is it that says no? It's Spacey.
Spacey and Rebecca Baker and Charlotte Lewis. Wonderful balance just before falling off the back line. Becca Baker was there to support her, and Abigail Meredith takes that goal. 12 seconds isn't more than enough time to score again, surely.
Oh, it is. It is for this team. They have come on absolutely firing in this game. Really impressive performance by South East Blaze.
And there it is from Meredith, that wonderful long bomb on the buzzer. Final score here. Well, it's a score that would not have come, we'd expect, at half-time, is it, with that close score? But it's 38 plays 20, 18 goals of difference by the end. And like we said, West Wales just dropped their heads by the end. So, but credit to Blaze, they came away with it.
Yeah, I think Blaze won that game, to be fair. They took it. We've said it throughout this competition. There's been moments where we're like, oh, you know, some teams have almost been gifted it, or, you know, it's almost been given to them. But actually, I think they won that. They played really hard. They came out with some key intercepts. They played some good structures. They played it safe as well. And the rebounding skills of Lewis, you know what? Like I say, it doesn't matter if the shooting stats are probably roughly the same, but she got every rebound apart from maybe one or two.
Absolutely. Well, we all know how important they are. So our last game of the day is coming up at 10-6. Power Sparks versus Coastal Heat. That should be a very interesting game. Both coming off wonderful wins earlier today. Power Sparks versus City Flames was an amazing game, and they're coming off a nice win, and so are Coastal Heat. So please come back and join us at 10-6 just before to finish the day with us here at Cardiff House of Sport.